evening, small hour freaks. I'm here to give Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn because of the astrology we have going down right now. And Big Father Time is playing a large role in what's going down for the build up to the changing of the guards of those nodes of destiny. We're also throwing in any strong placements in the seventh house or a stellium, three or more planets in that seventh house for this read where we're looking into what's in store for the Libra collective with this Venus conjunction action we got going down in March. We already had one meetup between Venus. Venus is your ruler with big sugar daddy Jupiter, and that was on the 2nd. I feel like that was a real initiation point for you, Libras. I think something got sparked in you at that time. I feel like what's being sparked for Libras is their rebellion, okay? And I feel like it's everything a good rebellion should be. It feels saucy. It feels delicious. It feels like dipping our toes into the dark, but that seductive side of the dark, the empowering side of the dark, where you activate the dark goddess, the wise one who's rooted and who has gained wisdom through time spent in the shadow and is now preparing to. I heard settle a score, honestly. That's what I through. There's some very interesting energy in play for the Libra collective right now. We are moving up to Judgment Day. We are moving up to Judgment Day. And Libra, you feel pretty, oh so pretty. You feel pretty and witty and gay, and so pretty as you saunter up to Judgment Day. La 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 la. There's a little bit of that going on, and if you're a Libra, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, Libras are very much the holders of shadow and light. And I love how people like to trivialize Libras. It happens a lot. I hear it all the time. Libras are fickle, Libras are ditzy, Libras are social butterflies, and also that Libras are wishy-washy. We can't make up our minds, and it's just like so obviously not where Libras are at. Those who truly understand Libra energy. Okay. And our energy is front and center right now. Okay. So this is very common with Libra to draw the attention of those who would oppose. Okay. It is part of the bane of being a Libra. Why does Libra attract such opposition? Well, Libra attracts such opposition because we are the balancing point between the shadow and light. And we have to have familiarity with both sides. And there's a reason for that because we have to be this center point that can call our judgments from a very unbiased place. Let's not forget that all the other signs in the zodiac are represented by some kind of living being. And when it comes to Libra, we are the only inanimate object. And that's because we have to be able to arrive at this steely point of clarity where we just simply look at things as they are impartially, where we don't allow bias to get in the way and we allow that judgment type energy to funnel through us. Now, some people might think we're a bit judgmental, but our positions are usually weighed out pretty strongly. And by the time we've come to a conclusion, we've been through quite a lot to arrive there. It has nothing to do with wishy-washiness. It has to do with fairness. It has to do with karmic balance. And because we are born into that role of being the bearers of both shadow and light, we understand the responsibility of it. We understand that when we don't operate that way, we pay severely. Okay? We pay severely if we don't operate out of that place of being that center balancing point. A Libra will always do what is necessary to uphold what is true. But there's something that has really fundamentally shifted with Libras. And what has fundamentally shifted for Libras is Libras are now in a space where the focus is being put upon themselves. It's no longer about what is true in terms of others' truth. It's about being very centered and clear in our own truth. You see, the difficult thing about being a Libra is that we always want fairness. So we can have a bit of sympathy for the devil. And that means even the misfits in life, the ones who have been cast aside, the ones who wear the scarlet letters, we can find the redeeming factors even in them. So many fallen angels. Okay. But the thing is that sometimes that comes to our detriment, and then we become trapped in these cycles where we piecemeal ourselves out in the name of making sure everybody else has what's balanced and fair for them without considering ourselves. And this is something that is shifting. I think that something has gone down recently where you finally were ready to really embrace the truth. You were finally ready to accept the truth of what you're really feeling right now. And you know what you need to do, what your next move needs to be. You also know that there's attention on you. And you also know that there's people around you who don't all support you. Okay. These are people that have somewhat of an agenda. You know, the agenda seems to be more of kind of one of thwarting the progress, holding one back. Do I think this is always happening consciously? No, I don't. I think some of it is just a matter of people who have become very complacent and comfortable in your role that they've cast you in and that you've allowed yourself to be placed in. You have to take your responsibility. You allowed it to go on, you know? I think that's one thing that you realized. I'm listening to Ted kind of gnaw away there, and that's what it reminds me of. It's like they've been feasting off of you. There's been a lot of people pulling off your energy. There's been a lot of people you have given your energy to freely in the name of doing what you could to be of a support or feeling like in some way, if you just gave enough, if you could somehow show up even more fully, that it would uh, cause some kind of illumination that suddenly people would recognize your investment and therefore they would want to show up in equal measure. But we know that's not the way it works, does it? That's not the way it works. And many of you have realized that it's time to really step into your power. And I don't feel that you're acting in haste in any way right now. It's more that the cogs are turning and you recognize that there is need to step outside the box you put yourself in. It's time for you to have justice. It's time for you to have that balance that has been missing. It's time for you to have what you need and for you to feel fulfilled. And you're willing to make a bold, daring move in order to facilitate this. And it might shake things up a bit. And it's probably going to cause some disruption in people who have become quite dependent on your energy, who have become quite comfortable with you just sort of towing the line and not resisting what's been put on you. But I feel like you're casting all of that aside now as you prepare to move forward. Seven of Pentacles, Nefarious, teaches arts, sciences, and rhetoric, restores lost honors and dignities, takes honor and dignity from others. This is a turning of the tables. I think you went through some experiences where you really felt like your dignity was stripped from you, where you felt like people were trying to knock you down a peg or put you in your place or keep you in your place or under their thumbs, so to speak. And like I said, I think that, you tolerated this for a while, and that's the piece that you have to own. And it's about understanding that and integrating that aspect of the shadow. Why did I put up with this for so long? Why did I allow this to be acceptable for people to feast off my energy like this? Why did I exercise so much patience for people who clearly were showing me that they did not have my best interests at heart? There's some piece here that needs to be really rectified and healed within, so inner balance can be restored. And I feel like you're in that recalibration process right now. I think you've been really looking deeply at some of these dynamics. I think you're in a period right now where you're going to have a lot of people approaching you. I think people are approaching you because you've pulled your energy back. People feel like you're up to something. You are. You are. But it's not their business. It's none of their business. And for those people that it is their business, you'll let them know at the appropriate time. But it is a matter of timing. And it's not time for that yet. You're still in this place of recalibration. Certain things have come to light for you. I feel like more will come to light for you. Some of this has to do with unveiling of situations that have been going on around you, things that have been happening behind the scene, things that have been hidden, things that have been willfully obstructed from vision, kept on the down low. There's some secrecy lingering around you. There is also a fair amount of gossip and speculation. 99% of it is based on pure projection. It has no basis in reality. You know this, but you don't feel the need to defend yourself. You've heard little bits and pieces, it leaks. It leaks, That's the thing that people don't realize. When you have factions, when you have, groups of people who are gossiping about others or prying into others' business, um, those are not stable connections. You may think that you have some kind of clandestine arrangement with people where everyone is willing to keep hush hush, but people sometimes cross over lines. They come over to this side. And I think there are people who kind of broke from the pack. There's been people around you who've seen what's been going on and they haven't supported it. They know that it's not okay. They know what's happening is unfair and that you deserve to know the truth. And so I think some people around you have been taking measurable risks to illuminate things for you, to give you some inside perspective. And let's not negate your own intuition and your own levels of acumen and discernment, because Libra is an intelligent sign and is able to be very clear and make wise decisions. And I think you've been sitting and you've been getting in your own energy, because for a while your energy was a bit fragmented. It was fragmented because it was pulled in many different directions, and that was very much intentional. There's been a lot of trauma stirred around you, and it was intentional. It was to knock you off your block. It was to make you ineffective. I'm not saying that in all cases that there were people who were intentionally doing this, like, oh, let's, tear Libra down. Let's, ruin things for Libra. I'm not saying it's been about that. This has been more that your stance and the way you've been moving has been switching up. It's been more independently oriented, and that's very different for the sign of Libra. Normally, Libra is all about keeping the harmony, keeping the peace, but Libra has been moving into more of a Lilith energy. It's more of a rebellious kind of energy. We're very much stepping into the expansion of Pluto as it's going to be moving into Aquarius in the 23rd. I was going to say in the 23rd hour, which is kind of funny, but I meant to say the 23rd of this month. Maybe it is the 23rd hour. Maybe things will be very different by the 24th. That's kind of an interesting piece. Circle the 24th on your calendar. Circle that as an important date. Maybe you're a life path 6. Maybe you're a 24/6 life path. This message might be coming in very strongly for you. Look for something to really come through. I get like some some important piece of information comes your way on the 24th. It's a game changer. It gives you what you need to take that step, to make that bold move you're going to make. There's something daring coming forward in you, Libra, and it's because you're really leading the charge of that Pluto energy. People don't realize that Libra really took up the mantle with that Pluto deep dive. Before the other signs, we've been doing this groundwork for a while now, so we're popping out the other side. There's a reason why we're taking over that South Node position, which is the balancing of karma in July. We've already been doing this work. We've been balancing it out for a long time. You know, we're ready to rise up into our destiny. We're ready to rise up into that Aries North Node at that time when it moves out of Taurus into the sign of the magician, the initiator. And we're ready to take up that wand and direct it. We're ready to direct our full power right at our target and where we know we're meant to go. We might not know right now, but there's something inside of us that knows we will know when the time comes. You know what you know when you know it. Ted's shaking his head, yes, an affirmation there. So I feel like all the puzzles, there's multiple puzzles, all the pieces of the puzzles are coming together. And you find quite a few of those pieces this month. And that's one of the things that comes through with the Venus Jupiter conjunction. You know, there's this expansion of information coming in for you. I feel like there's a lot of intel that comes through for you. And when I say intel, I don't mean you're searching for this information. It's almost like I got big fetch energy for some reason. I got fetch energy, like there's you know, your spirit guides, your helpers, they're out there retrieving this information for you, and certain things are going to be illuminated for you. You're going to get the inside scoop, and it's going to give you a bit of an advantage in the sense that it's going to allow you to form, let's call it a loose strategy, because I feel like you're giving a lot of room for spontaneity. You've learned at this point that there's a lot of wild card energy in the mix. I think you've gotten used to moving independently. You've gotten used to rebelling. You've gotten used to going your own way. Some of you are really running that lone wolf energy right now. You might also have wolf really coming forward for you as a totem. Wolf is the totem of the pathfinder. And I feel like you're about to come out of the dark and you're about to step into the light of that expansion in your life. You're moving in a new direction, and it's a direction that's all your own. You're going to move forward in your own way. You're making your choices very independently. Not everybody is going to come with you. There are connections that you will be releasing. You've made peace with this. You have seen who has been there for you during the tough times, who has been true, who has been solid that you could really count on. And you have also seen who will throw you under the bus at the most convenient opportunity that allows them to get a come up off of you. Okay. You know, you have seen the way you have gone through struggles. And at the times when you were at your low points, those people not only were not supportive, but they used it as an opportunity to kick you when you were down. And yes, there are Libras, many Libras who have been having this experience. Okay. And it's because we've needed to learn a very valuable lesson. There's a reason why it came through so harshly like that. It's because we had to stop choosing everybody else and we had to start choosing ourselves. So we got this energy here, this Seven of Pentacles. What are we choosing? We're choosing our growth. We're choosing our growth. We're going in the direction that promises growth for us. I was so compelled to work with the occult tarot tonight, and I hardly ever work with this one, only on special occasions, much like my angel tarot. This is one of my more spicy decks, but I bring it out when a little spice is needed, if that makes sense. I feel like we got a little bit of a blockbuster and road opener action going on here. And so we're going to dive into this read. It is 2016 on the clock. And we're going to see what this Venus Jupiter conjunction is going to bring in for us. We know right away with Venus, our ruling planet, being in the mainframe there, that we're moving into expansion. It's bringing that opportunity in for us. I do want to give one little cautionary point here before I start shuffling these cards and see what they have to contribute to the conversation. And that's that with Jupiter and Venus, there are opposite sides. There are shadow sides, right? And so with Jupiter, the shadow side can be becoming too full of oneself, getting too invested in the ego, being a bit overindulgent, maybe even selfish, okay? And with Venus, the opposite side, the shadow side of Venus, beyond that love and beauty, there's the piece about war, all right? And that's why Libra is known as the iron fist in a velvet glove. We can be very refined. We can have social grace. We like things of beauty. We would prefer things to be harmonious, but we do know how to handle things if need be. And so there's this need to kind of do this internal recalibration right now because we really aren't meant to get stuck in all the kind of like, you know, negativity of what has gone down over the past couple of years. That is a way that we can really be distracted from moving into the expansion that's on offer for us at this time. Right now, we need to pour everything into making sure that we're staying in the light aspect of Libra and this expansion on offer with the Venusian energy and Jupiter's blessings. So, this is about us letting the light back into the room and letting ourselves light up and allowing ourselves to bring those things forward, the projects we're working on, the creative gifts that we want to share, those bold, daring leaps of faith we want to take toward that thing that's just lighting us up and making us feel alive again, that's giving us a real sense of passion and purpose because a lot of Libras, once they extricated themselves from all these other energies swirling around them with their needs and their dramas and everything they were bringing to the table, we really discovered what, fulfilled us personally, independently. And so a lot of you have started important projects. A lot of you have launched businesses. A lot of you are preparing to really bring something into the spotlight and take your place, and have your moment. And it's something you've been working on and pouring a lot of your heart and soul into. And it's been part of your healing process. It's also been part of your empowerment. So there's this piece about not losing sight of that, okay? And you're going to find at this time that there's going to be a lot of people coming around you, all right? And some of these people are showing up on your path because you're meant to link up with these people. You're meant to partner with these people, and they're people that are going to lead you to new doors of opportunity to step through. They're people who are going to spark something in you that opens you up to a new avenue in your life. So there's a lot of soulmates coming in, and there's also opportunity for romance. That's definitely in the mainframe. And I feel like there is something that is really going to ignite you on very much a pleasure-based level. I feel like this is something that Libras are really wanting more of. There's almost a similar vibe to the Virgos that I just read. And that makes sense because Libras are considered Virgos in Vedic astrology. All right. There is no Libra, in the typical time period in Vedic astrology. Libras become, Virgos. So I feel like there's a little bit of that carryover there. There's this desire to move more into the sensuality and to feed the fire and let the fire come forward. And a lot of you are in the process too of really working with this kind of like glamour energy that is present with this cycle. You are focusing on your beauty, you're pampering yourself more, you're starting to really take care of your body. You have a little bit of vanity coming into that for those of you that are heading in that direction. You're ready to look your best. You're ready to feel your best. You've been caretaking a lot of other people. You've been juggling a lot of kind of intense situations. And so that hasn't really been your focus. Your focus has been on others outside of yourself. Your focus is now redirected though. So now you're going to be pouring that energy into you. And there's people who are going to notice that. You are going to have people coming towards you that want to work with you on many different levels. There's people who are going to want to work with you in collaborations because they're going to see what you have created when you get prepared to let this thing be, put out there on center stage. A lot of you are about to bring something forward that you've been working on and you're about to share it with everybody. It's a big moment for you. It's a turning point for you. Okay. But there's also the other piece of, you're going to be feeling better. Your confidence is rising. You feel more independent. You feel more sure of yourself. It's very much this like Nine of Pentacles, pre-Empress kind of energy. And so I feel like people are also drawn to that. So you're going to have a lot of new connections coming your way. You're also going to have those people who have been sort of flies in the ointment swarming around you as well. All right. So be mindful. It was 26:26 on the clock when I said that. All right. Double eights, be mindful of what you allow into your sphere. And for now, don't don't share what you're working on, Don't share what you're working on. Just kind of continue to feed it and nurture it in this little space in between before it's time to bring it forward. Um, it'll have more potency that way. And then you will also ensure that nothing will sort of distract you or pull your attention in another direction that could veer you off your course, right? I also suggest that you maybe pull back your energy from social media a bit. I think you'll find that if you do that, you're going to be able to harness your energies even more. All right. So there's this need to really, really focus the energy intensely right now on what you want to create for yourself and getting very clear about your next moves and paying attention because there's a lot of guidance coming in. I'm going to reset this for the read because went off on another channeling tangent. 2733. All right, let's do it, Libra. What is coming in for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, or seventh house placement? I've got a bunch of stuff that came out in reverse. Let's check it out. We have, I'll turn them upright so you can see them. We have the Page of Cups, Stolus, water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. In reverse, teaches astronomy and the values of herbs and precious stones. All right. I'll just read these off first and then we'll see what story wants to come in here. We got the Knight of Swords. All right. This is your energy. Juarez destroys and burns all enemies when requested, speaks of the creation of the world, tells of the past and future. Okay. And then we have the Hanged Man in reverse. Okay. Befriends, teaches natural and planetary sciences, lights corpse lights above graves, and moves bodies so the souls may be stolen. Oh my goodness. Invasion of the body snatchers. It's in reverse. It's in reverse. Okay. So I'm really getting this message that in the past you were in this space where you were really like digging up the past. And there's this piece about sometimes it's really better to just let sleeping dogs lie, you know? Sometimes you don't need the answers. I think maybe you might have gotten held up a bit at the crossroads with that hanged man energy, just wanting to have some answers about the past. 29:29 on the clock. Something's coming into alignment here. I feel like you're going to get the answers that you need. It's a good thing that you didn't move forward on some of your impulses. I think you received a bit of misinformation from this Page of Cups because the Page of Cups is coming up in reverse. So I feel like somebody was kind of like talking in your ear, kind of just like dropping a little information here and there. It gives me the feeling of like almost web weaving, like trying to get you caught up in something, maybe get you confused about something, kind of playing on your emotions in a certain way. almost like this person has some inside information. It's coming up as water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Okay. I feel like you've already got a clue about this. There's already, people that you feel like a little uncertain about. You feel like maybe they're not the safest space in terms of sharing how you're feeling or what's going on with you. I would say you need to trust that because when you have cups energy in reverse, it's a very manipulative kind of energy. It's emotionally manipulative. So you should trust what you're feeling. I'm also getting the piece here that it would be wise for you to make some kind of like warding, like sort of mojo bag. Okay. Get a nice, like red flannel bag. And you can even sew one of your own if you feel up to it. And put stones and different herbs in there that can be protective and warding and wear it on your person. Okay. Traditionally, you would wear it below the waistline. You would never let anybody see it. Okay, this is very important, and you don't ever want to let it hit the ground. This is essential. You also want to make sure you're feeding it on a regular basis. I like feeding with tobacco for such things. I find in particular, my ancestors, the guys, the spirits, they love the spirit candy, and I'll just get a cigar and give them a little smoke, give my bags a little smoke. I use tobacco just to appease, the guys that I'm working with. Um, I feel like that would be very helpful. You might also want to, put a little tobacco too inside that bag just to feel like you got your ancestors, your guides are like really holding it down with you, helping to ward your space. I think this is very wise. I do think that you need to kind of like protect yourself from this energy. Just use your own guidance in putting together that mojo bag, right? Offer it up any prayers you want. You can work with Psalms energy if you want. You can work with a prayer from your heart. There are no rules, all right? There are no rules, but I do think it's wise. Like if you're going to make a mojo bag, like be aware of some of the traditional, stuff. Make sure you feed it because when you're making a mojo bag, when you're putting these living qualities in there, these elemental qualities, they're living things. So there's like a spirit in the bag. You're conjuring a spirit in the bag that you're holding with the charge to ward and protect you, right? So it's very essential that you keep them happy. They love spirit candy, right? So a little tobacco, right? And just treat it with respect. Don't let other people see it. This is just for you. And I like that too. Just with this piece about you kind of like have this sort of like invasive energy around you, this prying energy, a little too curious kind of energy. And it's not even that you would have a problem, with people coming towards you, but it's the way it's being done is subversive. It's not being done honestly. It's like coming in under the guise of friendship or helpfulness or support, but it's not. And you know that, okay? And I feel like you've already called this out. And I think you hung out at the crossroads for a while, just like digging up old stuff. You were sort of like digging up those graves. You were wanting to know why certain things were being activated, what's going on here, what's the basis of all this. And I think you got to a point where you realized this is a distraction. This is a distraction with the Knight of Swords in reverse. This is keeping me from moving forward. I know where I want to go. I know what I need to do. I already got the memo. I got the inspiration, but I'm being held back because now I'm focusing on this. Now I'm embroiled in this. Now I've been activated. Now I've been angered. Now I've been stirred. Now I want to get all the information on why are these people coming at me and what do I need to do to rectify this situation. And when we get in that space, where it's like hell bent for justice, okay, wanting to make things fair because we feel that things have been unfair or in some way we've been mistreated, we can get ensnared in that energy and it blocks our effectiveness. Then we move out of impartiality, right? And that moves us out of our energy because we're supposed to stay balanced. We're not supposed to get swayed like that. That doesn't allow us to exercise clear judgment. See, that's the thing. That's the real rub with being a Libra is you have to be in this place where you can really detach. And I think you found the key to that detachment was really just pulling your energy back into yourself. And it's as you did this and you started getting space that this became very clear and you figured it out. You're like, oh, I can't believe that I allowed myself to get distracted in this way. Now you're focused, okay? So I believe you're coming out of this energy. No longer are you sitting here worrying about what other people are doing, what they're saying about you, why they're doing. You just don't give a shit because you understand that it's blocking your effectiveness in taking the actions and moving forward and having progress in the way you are meant to at this time. As you let this go, you're going to notice that you're going to move forward more quickly. So from here on out, if something is feeling like it's draining your energy or it's distracting you or it's diverting you from pouring into what you really want to do and what feels right for you, you now know I don't need to spend any time with this. I need to block this energy. I need to get space from this energy so it doesn't distract me from where I'm going because you are going somewhere, Libra. All right. And be aware of this water sign energy. You do need to have this on your radar. I feel like this person is not done. They're not done. They're a bit relentless. Okay. I really picked that up. They're still digging. Okay. They're still digging. And you just need to be aware of that. There's still some manipulation around you. There could be a little magical manipulation around you too. I was drawn to the occult deck, so there may be a lot of you who are on some kind of pagan path, or you might associate with people who are working with the occult. Either way, I feel like this could be a possibility. That maybe somebody's done some workings. There could be, I pick it up as more like kind of sabotaging kind of workings, like thwarting workings, trying to block your energy, hold you back, maybe kind of bind you in some way or keeping you from taking some kind of action. I also pick up kind of like confusion work as well, because confusion can really keep you stuck and it can disempower. So I feel like it's no big deal though. Like all you really need to do is just ward your energy, ward your space. And you can do that in a practical way. You don't have to do that magically if that's not your path. Okay. To do that, all you need to do is put down really good boundary lines. But for those of you who are of the witchy persuasion, I think a mojo bag would be excellent and highly effective. All right. So connect with your spirit team in constructing that. All right. Let's see what else is coming in for the Libra collective. We know we're going to figure out who's been kind of sabotaging us, and we're going to be able to turn that situation around, turn the tables. We're going to be able to get things moving forward, but that's because we owned our part in it, the way we were allowing ourselves to engage, the way we were allowing ourselves to be distracted by it. So I'm so glad, Libras, that we're all getting that together and getting focused in the right direction. Because what's on deck for us is just it's too good. We can't get derailed from what we're trying to bring into being. Not right now, okay? We're right about to head into that place of, having completed our karma and balanced things out. And then we really get to step into our new beginning. So let's not sabotage ourselves, all right? Let's keep going full steam ahead. Is there anything else you wanted to say, Spirit, from this deck? Kind of getting the call to kind of pick up a different deck. Maybe they just wanted to let us know about this. There's a card that came out there. I'm going to go ahead and complete this round of the shuffle with this deck. All right. Okay. Still some more to say. All right. So we have here, yeah, Five of Wands, Agaris, teaches languages, causes earthquakes, overthrows politicians or clergymen, returns those who have run away. Like I said, there's a lot of people that are going to be like coming back around the bend. Some of these are people who abandoned you, in your time of need, or they turned their back on you. You were going through something really rough. And when you thought you should have somebody that you can count on and trust, they weren't there. They were nowhere to be found. Some of these people now are starting to experience their own karma in their life. They're getting a different view of the situation. And because of that, they're going to be coming around to try to make good with you. They're going to want to change their tune. It's up to you if you want to engage with this. Really, you have to decide. And what I'm going to say on that level is it's about you reading the room. There might be certain truths that you need to speak with these people. You might need to hear them out. Okay. I do think that it's valuable if somebody has something they feel like they need to express to you. It's important that you listen, right? I mean, that's what justice does. Justice is blind. Okay. Justice doesn't prejudge things, but gives the opportunity for somebody to come forward and speak their piece, correct? So I do feel there's this part about allowing people to come forward to you and say what they have to say. You will have some people returning. Some of these people you may be happy to see, and some of these people you're not going to be so happy to see because you remember what happened the last go around. But there any type of politics, okay, I'm getting this with this overthrows politics. I'm feeling like that's really like social politics. You know what I'm saying? Like the factions, you know? These might have been people who actually like broke away from you and their loyalty to you to go and kind of like side with other people against you. Maybe they were misinformed. You know, maybe there was some gossip going around. Five of Wands is very much a competitive card and there's a lot of drama. So I think there's something to sort out here. It might be a little messy at first, but if you can remain impartial and just kind of hear people out, as well as speak your piece and tell your truth when it comes to what you experienced in the situation, this could be at the very least an opportunity for there to be an understanding. And even if there is still a need to block or hold this energy at bay, not interact with it, at least then they will understand why that block is in place. Some of you may have just pulled away and not really expressed why you were pulling away. And so there might be a little bit of this tying up of the energy to do. Some are coming around because, they're feeling quite confused with the Eight of Swords, you know. I think there was, like I said, there was this web of confusion spread. And I feel like it is a lot about people kind of they had your name in their mouths and they were telling stories about you. You know, some of these people were competitive with you, and so they wanted to slant others' opinions of you for one reason or another. We got Eight of Swords, Bacolor, kills by drowning and can sink ships, controls the seas and the winds, will spare any life by request. Okay. So I think, with the Eight of Swords, these people kind of feel like they've kind of the ones who are returning, to try to kind of get things ironed out with you and sort out this mess. I think they're really feeling like they got themselves in a bind. Like they're wishing they didn't go in that direction, and maybe they would have come to you when they heard these things, given you an opportunity to speak for yourself. That's what I kind of feel like. There's almost like this accusation energy around you, and you didn't get an opportunity to speak your piece or state your position, and people are making assumptions about you. They're making assumptions about you based on their own insecurities, though, and their own shadow stuff and what they're not willing to look at, right? But there's a lot of confusion here and a lot of not knowing what to do. I think these people have been really trying to hold in the emotions and they've been holding back communication, but this is kind of like getting to a place where they can't control those emotional seas anymore. They need to allow that communication to come forward, so they can move themselves out of this place of confusion. I think it also will be good for you. So what was held back is coming forward now. I feel like there's going to be emotions that are revealed. I feel like there's communication that's going to be revealed. I feel like there's a bit of confusion that's been around this situation. There's a need to kind of dissect everything. All right. And it's going to be a bit methodical, but as the Venus and Jupiter conjunction comes in, and we have the spring equinox come in, and the Aries new moon on the 21st, and then we have that Pluto going into Aquarius on the 23rd. It's such action-packed energy. It was 44 on the clock. This is going to activate us moving into that expansion, and we're going to take that bold action that we've been pondering. What does this have to do with? I mean, it has to do with a Knight of Wands, all right? A Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, Latin, teaches the values of herbs and stones, transports anyone suddenly from one place to another. Okay, so this might be somebody who's reaching out to you. Maybe there's some level of misunderstanding. This person is going to come in swiftly. They're coming in purposefully. They want to talk to you. They want to clear the air. They want to unravel this too. I'm picking that up, right? Um, there's also this piece about they are somebody that you can trust, all right? Maybe you had doubts about this person before. Maybe you had questions about this person. I think you should give this person an opportunity um, to tell you, their side of the story, what came up for them. I feel like there's this whole like kind of dissecting the situation that needs to happen. I also feel this person is here to help you, to transport you from like this old cycle to the new. All right. So look for this movement to come in towards you. If you have fire strongly aspected in your chart, you also may be making a physical move. This may be something that's very front and center in your consciousness. Let me go ahead and just get a top of the deck energy here. Yeah, Two of Swords, Halthus, builds towers and provides weapons and ammunition, sends soldiers to appointed places. Okay, you see what I'm saying? There's something that's going down this month that the lights are getting turned on in the room, and what happened in the dark is going to be very evident. And I believe somebody is rushing in who realizes that they kind of got sucked into something that they didn't really want to be a part of. But there's a lot of kind of like emotional manipulation in this situation going on. And this person is going to come forward to help move the situation out of a place of confusion to one where there is a very clear, distinct way forward. And somehow they're helping to facilitate this. They're telling you who you need to be aware of, what you need to protect yourself from. They're making you aware of this situation, right? And I think you're prepared. I also think you've got good boundaries up. I still think that you're going to be a little kind of like sus about this person when they step forward. I do pick up that energy, but I do see you hearing them out. Okay. And what do we got here? 10 of Wands, causes and cures diseases, tells secrets and things hidden, can make one shapeshift. All right. So that's what I'm saying. You've been in this 10 of Wands energy where largely you've had to operate purely on your intuition and sort of what you felt out about the situation, what your hunches were telling you, right? But this person is relieving that burden from you. This Knight of Wands energy, this fire sign energy is coming in and they're illuminating everything for you. Now, like I said, initially, this person was part of the problem. They did participate on some level. And I think you know that. I think there was a little bit of disloyalty here, and I think there was a little bit of a kind of turncoat sort of energy. And so it's up to you to, pay attention to also what's not said. When this person comes forward to communicate, are they going to own their part in it? That's significant. And that needs to factor into the situation because you need the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, right? And I do believe that they are going to let you know what's going on. They're telling the secrets, they're revealing what's been hidden. And this may make you shapeshift, right? It may make you change your position. You might see things differently after having this communication with this person. Either way, you're not going to be burdened with that place of unknowing, you know? How long have you been sitting just wanting the truth? Just tell me the truth. Just show me the truth, even if it's hard. Libras do not have a hard time with the truth. We're born for this, okay? Like we can handle it. What will really cause a Libra to move into a place of being stuck is having the truth concealed or the truth omitted. And people know that. That's one way that people control situations. Oh, I'll just withhold the truth because it keeps you stuck in your head and then you can't act effectively when you don't know what the truth is. So look to a fire sign that, they've had a change of heart. They're seeing things differently now. They're understanding what's really been going on here and they're going to help you out. They're going to reveal where the manipulation has been coming from, and they're going to provide you with what you need to handle it effectively. And they're going to be a big part of moving things forward. And right behind that, we have Nine of Wands. Yeah, they're here to help offer protection. They see that you're tired. They see that you've been really kind of like having to stand up for yourself. And what I feel is this person is coming to stand with you. What does it say? A strong and faithful fighter follows all commands and answers all questions. Give this person a chance. Okay? Hear them out. Hear them out. I think that there's been a lot of manipulation in this situation, and sometimes the truth isn't black and white. And Libras understand that. Libras understand that sometimes the truth is somewhere in between. Cut of the deck energy. The Lovers, the par, causes women to love men and brings them together in love. Can make women barren. All right. All right. So it's about the choice. All right. You're going to be presented a choice. And I feel like it's a choice to either merge with this person, come into union with this person, revive the connection, or you can choose to let it go. I mean, it is your choice in this situation and really feel that, you know, it's up to you what you want to birth into being. You are in that pre-empress energy. It's your judgment call. But I do feel like when this fire sign approaches you, they are being honest with you. I do feel they will answer whatever questions you have and that they will respond truthfully. And I do believe there's an opportunity to move forward with this person, to reestablish a connection, get it back on the same page. You get to decide what that looks like. Okay. With this barren piece coming in, I mean, you may decide that you want to first start as just, you know, okay, we can reestablish our connection, but I'm not ready to go and like go that deep, intimate dive with you. If they're approaching you in a romantic way, you might not be ready to go there, especially after what you've been through. But you might be willing to just explore the connection. With that barren piece there, I don't know, I'm getting this piece like you might want to just like run your own sexual energy for a while. You might not want to connect sexually. Okay. I think that that would be wise, you know, to kind of stay in your own energy for a while. If this is somebody that you've had a falling out with romantically in the past and they're coming towards you, you want to make sure that you move forward in the right way. I mean, I do like what's coming forward in regard to energy. It does seem like it's loyal to you. It wants to stand by you. It understands the situation. It's letting you in on what's going on, and it's also self-corrective. It feels like that. Like I don't feel like this person is not taking accountability. So I do think you should hear it out. All right. On the other side there, we have Five of Pentacles. Gamagan teaches all liberal sciences, gives an account of souls that died in sin. Okay. So I think this is like I'm saying, I think this person is also going to let you know that, hey, I had to leave some people out in the cold too. You know, this is what I found out. And maybe they realized that, you know, all this stuff that was being put in their heads was also to sabotage them. You know, I feel like there's some cycles they're closing in their lives too. They're cutting some people off. And right behind that, we got the moon with Beelzebub. Makes manifest the apparitions and demons, sets demons upon men to destroy them with vices. Right? And what's right behind that? But we have the King of Wands. Asmodeus makes men fly into passionate rage and desire, destroys the happiness of married couples, wastes the beauty of virgins, reveals the future. All right. This is why I say you should, you know, restrain sexual impulses. Okay. You might be tempted. You know, this might be a test. I do think this person is going to be honest with you. I do think they're going to reveal things to you. But with this King of Wands energy, you know, there's also this piece there about, you know, they might be very helpful because they're wanting to create division between you and another person. So you're going to have to ride this one out and see what feels appropriate to you, Libra. You know, we do see here you got Three of Pentacles right behind this Oribus. Answers questions about the past, present, and future, gives dignities, grants the favor of friends and foes. Faithful servant. But I want you to remember this piece here, grants the favor of friends and foes. So this is a bit of energy where people are changing sides. Okay. And I believe people are changing sides because the tables are turning, um, they're starting to get some karma. And I do believe that there is some genuine, desire to work things out there. But I also feel there's a little bit of this kind of like they want what they want and they're willing to win at any cost. Okay. And it requires you being on board. And so there's this piece that you need to be mindful of. I'm still saying hold back, hold back. I advise you to hold back on, sharing yourself sexually with this person. Okay. At least for a bit. You need to get some things established. I'm just noticing attack, on the bottom of the deck here, right? Be mindful, be mindful. Like I said, you're not just going to have helpful people coming towards you. You're also going to have people coming towards you that you would be best served by keeping at a distance. All right. You know what I'm saying? Be smart, Libra. Stay in your power. I think you really need to wait for all these puzzle pieces to come in. Okay. But do be open to communication. I feel like even when it's people who are working against you, who come towards you with communication, that are trying to be slick or sly, I feel like there's something that you're able to take out of it that works to your advantage. All right. So be mindful of that. We got an interesting energy in play, Libras. Interesting. I said 24, right? Look at the bottom of the deck energy. The keys, you're going to get some important key on the 24th, like circle that date. March 24th, something's going to go down that's going to be a key to your future, to opening the doorway to the future. Watch what happens then. It's aligning you with your purpose, all right? I want to get one overarching theme for Libra. Yep, look at this. You're about to go on a big adventure, all right? We got the rider here. What was in the dark is going to be revealed. You're not going to have your head in the sand anymore. You're going to be very clear about the direction you need to go in. You're going to move forward quickly when this comes in, and you'll be in a very strong position. Ostriches are very strong, and they're also incredibly fast. So I see you moving forward. You got your compass set. You know where you're going. You're traveling light. You're not taking a lot with you. Okay. You're not taking a lot with you. And when I say that, I mean, you're not taking a lot with you physically. I don't think you're also taking a lot with you emotionally, like you're dropping the emotional baggage. But there's this piece about you may be kind of on the roam for a while. I feel like you might be doing some traveling or kind of like staying in some temporary spaces for a while, something like this. I feel like there's this need to allow yourself to kind of go with the flow. You're in a place of exploration for that place called home. And I do think that you're going to end up there. But there's something that's coming to an end and you're moving forward in a brand new direction. And it's going to be one wild, strange trip. It's so good. It's all about to pop off.